Hey guys, welcome back to episode 14 of Calculated Chaos. Today is my first episode by myself, and I have my boy Aaron in the background.
Yep.
He'll be giving me a bit of advice and stuff on some of the topics we'll be covering today. This is the first time, like I said, with me doing it by myself, so my plan kind of is that I'll start with some of your questions that you sent over, then I'll touch on some news topics, and then see how it kind of goes. I don't know. If we end up going down some rabbit hole of some sort of questions, we'll do some more research into it and kind of talk about it. Also, before we start as well, I'd like to give shouts to Aaron for actually naming this podcast for Calculated Chaos, because originally I came up with the word chaos and I was like, we need some sort of some alliteration, and then Aaron came up with calculated and I was like, it's perfect. Coming with like regards to my life was very chaotic, but it's all really calculated. It's all kind of planned really. So it's Calculated Chaos. So shouts to Aaron for that. His Instagram will be linked down below.
Cheers.
Right, so I suppose we'll kick off with some questions that you sent in. So if you want to send in more questions for another episode, if you enjoy this episode, we can do more than where I'm by myself or have someone in the background. So starting with, I suppose, the title of this podcast, Advice for Leaving Cert Students. So me and Aaron, or Aaron and I, after doing our Leaving Cert, and we got our points back there a few weeks ago. I suppose advice for leaving cert students. So first thing was not get too stressed out. I think both of us did a pretty okay job at that.
Well, you in September were absolutely.
Oh, I'm so stressed out. Yeah.
And you burned out in September, but then apart from that, you kind of copped on.
Yeah, so kind of September to like November, I was just working way too hard. Like getting up in the morning, studying, going to school, studying.
And it's like counterproductive.
Absolutely.
Like working like 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's kind of counterproductive in my opinion.
The point of no return, as in like it becomes but I totally messed up in that sense.
But apart from that, we actually handled it like pretty well.
Yeah, after I burnt out, I didn't do anything for a couple of months, really, and then I kind of went a little bit lighter because I was working more on grafting.
I suppose we were quite lucky in the sense that we didn't have to work and we didn't have any pressure because.
No, we both
kind of knew that we get the course.
Yeah, so like you shot well above your course, and I shot well above my course. So, like for context, Aaron got over 500 points, so Aaron knows what he's on about. So,
genius,
absolute genius, the next Albert Einstein.
Wow.
But yeah, no, realistically, we didn't have as much pressure. Whereas if we were like borderline with getting our course,
like I don't know how I would have dealt with that. Like,
either would I, because originally at the beginning of the year, that reason I was working so hard because I wanted international commerce for 510, and hence why I did my Road to 520 series. But then I changed course and it was like 310 points, and I ended up getting 477. So I didn't really I knew well I'd shoot above it because I got unlock points.
I almost wondered if I needed I got like 5 around 520, but I always wondered if I actually needed to get 520, would I have? Because like with the extra like pressure and everything, I kind of find that like the way that I did it, it was like I gradually did more and more study as the year went on.
It was up to the very end, like
the parents were on the back line, and then me, I just studied so much.
So like you hermited yourself away because you were so calm up until then, and then like the week before the oral,
I just stayed at home.
Oh, you just disappeared, and like you came in and you knew we were just so ready. Like there was a quiet, like you're because you're not cocky. There was a quiet confidence when you walked in for those orals.
I did hours.
You knew well. Like I didn't do as much prep for my orals.
I suppose,
but like you knew well when you walked in.
So like in that kind of regard, don't kind of
and also like even if let's say you are very close to getting your points, I do think that there's no point getting stressed out because it is counterproductive. Absolutely, because if you get stressed out, your sleep pattern gets thrown off. Your actual performance in school and in study is going to decrease. So in turn, you're actually going to do worse. So by trying to stay calm and just doing your absolute best. Now that sounds so cliche.
It's hard to like
it sounds so cliche.
It sounds so easy as
but like I suppose it's making time for your pastimes. Like you didn't give up running or anything during leaving cert. I kept doing my grafting and doing YouTube videos because that was my escape from it as well. So like trying to like keep those in and make sure your sleep's okay, because like you prioritize sleep a lot, I prioritize sleep a lot, and like my sleep got thrown during leaving cert now, if I'm being honest. But that was because towards the end I started freaking out a little bit more. But I definitely think that. But if you don't get it, access courses and PLC courses, doing one more year to get into your course isn't the worst thing in the world. Like, as in, like, when you're 17, 18, 19 years of age, 1 year of doing that is not going to kill you. So do not try not to get stressed out. Like, don't, like, cut yourself away, because for your own mental health and physical health, it is not the right way to go about it.
Like, it's not the be all and end all no matter what.
No, it's one exam. What. And now, the one thing that I kind of came to kind of in my head during it was that, like teachers hype it up so much, and they talk about it all the time. It's like, oh, if you don't do well in your leaving cert, you won't get a good job, and blah, blah, blah. But, like, if you think about it, their whole job is to get you ready for an exam. So really, for them, it is the be all and end all.
Yeah.
But for us, it's just the start of our lives. Actually, it's the start of our lives, really. Because this is where you decide whether you go into the education system, whether you go into college, university, whether you go to trade, whether you go take a year out, whether you go working altogether. So, like, you're going to NUI this year, and you're going to start in college, where I'm taking a year out and working on the business. So, like, these are two different ways you can go about it, like, you know. But yeah, is there any other advice you'd have for leaving cert students?
Trying to think, like,
I wouldn't.
Well, like, teachers say I don't recommend cramming, but, like, I did quite a lot of cramming, and, like, it works for me. Like, if cramming works for you, and the teachers say don't cram, and cramming works for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not totally against it now. It's not. It's like, obviously it's the best way to do it is to do it a bit every week, you know.
Yeah.
But if you really don't want it, and if you think you're pretty good at cramming, like I'd recommend it, but that's just what worked out for me, like.
But even some teachers have said that, like, I was in Mr. Q or someone said that, like, you'll learn more in the week and a half to 2 weeks before you leave than you did in the 2 years beforehand.
Yeah,
you know, you just have to, like.
But even so, like, cramming, like for me, when I was cramming, it kind of helps because I had already learned stuff for the mocks and stuff. So when it's saying to you, kind of do it to learn it, and then when you cram it comes back.
You're not learning it. You're refreshing.
You're refreshing. Yeah. Just want to do it a few times, and then when you cram, it'll always come back. Like. Yeah.
Like that was kind of the same thing for me. Like I felt like I got very frustrated, especially with like accounting, where like I worked hard during 5th year, and then 6th year I worked hard in the beginning, and I fell off, and I felt like I didn't remember anything. But then as I started cramming,
you're like, oh fuck.
I did. I started to remember it. Yeah, and it actually made it easier for me because I'd already put in the groundwork. Mm-hmm. Now I wish do I regret working as hard in 5th year? I don't know. I can't say now. Yeah. I suppose I shouldn't regret. I suppose one advice that I was given was like, don't regret what you did, regret what you didn't do. Mm-hmm. Unless what you did was really stupid and you end up. I can see the plot holes in that line actually.
I just murdered someone.
Yeah, just murdered someone. Don't regret what you did. But yeah. So anyway, I think that's the main thing. Well, what's your opinion on the mocks actually? Because like I didn't put a lot of work in for the mocks.
I mean, I did quite a lot of work in terms of like cramming as well.
Yeah, for the mocks.
I did actually do a lot of like, what's my opinion on it?
Like what's your opinion on like how hard you should work leading up to the mocks?
Yeah, like don't bust your balls, like do a fair bit to know where you're at, like.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
So you get a valid kind of like look at where you're at.
Yeah. Now I know a lot of people have like Spanish oral and stuff, so like obviously they take priority.
Oral, like if it's between studying for your mock, which doesn't have anything, or your oral, which counts towards your results. Obviously, study your oral. Don't go doing that. That's just silly.
But I know people who would like Spanish orals and BCG projects. They're more on the same time, and like they did absolutely horrendous in their orals. Yeah. In their mocks. Yeah. And then they came up by like 100 points or over 100 points in the leaving cert.
So a good few jumps like that where people got like 100 points more. Yeah. But like I suppose this year the maths paper for the mock was horrendous.
Yeah.
So bad. Like I jumped from a H7 to a H3. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's like 50 points.
It's actually not even logical that I should have jumped that high. But the fact that like I struggled. Now I didn't put a lot of work in, if I'm being honest, before the mock for maths. And then on top of that, the paper was hard, so I just got slated.
Yeah.
But actually, I probably would have got a worse result because that H7 was like a Mr. Kennedy result. Shout out to Mr. Kennedy. Because he put our grades up like. Yeah, because what he did was any questions we could not have answered that we hadn't covered, he actually just took those points off the paper. So I got a H7. I'm very like if I'm really being honest, I probably got about a H8 actually, but I got a H3 and everything. Yeah. So like. But like people I know they were failing, the likes of Josh and stuff, they were failing really.
You're looking at me a lot now. The camera's the one.
Yeah, but I'm talking to you though. That was a conscious decision.
But realistically,
like he was failing all the way up, and then he got a H4 in his actual leaving cert, which is phenomenal, you know. So I don't know. That's I feel like
if you fail something in the mock, there's a chance that paper was like extremely hard.
Or you need to drop.
Or you need to drop, yeah. But like a lot of people, what they do is they fail like a mock and then they just drop. They don't consider it, even though the points, like it's ways to get more points in higher level than ordinary level.
Yeah.
So like, don't be like disheartened if you like fail, because like a lot of people in our class like failed maths.
And we were classed as top maths class in the school as well.
And a lot of them failed. So like.
Yeah, and then a lot of them do quite well in the actual thing.
So like, don't be disheartened.
And we know one person, I won't name who it is, but they were doing higher level up, like all through school, and then on the day they dropped to pass. They
really, I don't know what it is.
yeah, I'll tell you afterwards. But they dropped on the day, and like it freaked them. Like they could have done quite well.
That's jeez.
They dropped on the day, and like that's a killer because they could have honestly did well. You know.
I think I know actually.
You know who it is. You do know who it is. Right. Okay. So I think that's the main advice. So in summary, don't get too stressed out. Make sure you don't cut yourself off. Put a bit of work in for the mock so you can actually see where you're at. But don't at the same time get too stressed out.
Don't go full guns blazing in September as well, because like
I did that. Yeah.
Full 3 to 4 hours a week in September. Like you're going to be absolutely wrecked at the time.
Yeah, like I burnt out. Like that affected me for a few months where I literally couldn't motivate myself to any work because I didn't believe in burnout. And when people you warned me that I was going to burn out, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to burn out. You must be joking. I didn't believe in it. We got a question here about the Irish education system, so this kind of links in. So just kind of like, we won't get too deep into this because like I feel like I've touched on this in a good few podcasts before, but like, what's the story of the minor match?
They're losing by a goal. No, they're losing by 6 points.
So Cork winning by 6. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's not good. It's over. Okay, the Irish education system. So we're just really quickly linking it in because I don't want to go too deep into this. So I agree with the junior cert because I feel like it's a good warm up, so you get to learn your studying techniques for the leaving cert if you use it correctly. Which I think I don't know how much work you did for your junior cert.
Yeah.
How much did you do? Much?
I did a bit. Like I didn't do that much, but I did enough like to get decent stuff.
I worked my ass. I worked harder for my junior cert than I did for my leaving cert. Wow. Because I used to get up in the morning at like 6, study, go to school. I did it for 4 months, 5 months. Get up in the morning, go to school, study it after school, go home and do homework and then study more. Like I was
that's good. Like, but at the same time, it would probably like.
I was so stressed.
You wouldn't be motivated then for leaving cert.
No, and you know,
scarred like for that year.
For months, even at the beginning of TY, I couldn't pick up a book. I was so mentally damaged by that. What else? I was getting headaches. Like I would work myself up so much. So then for leaving cert, I was like, it's not worth my health. Work myself up. So I think as a junior cert, I think it's just a good chance for you to like see what your study techniques are, see what works well for you as a mock up for your leaving cert. I don't agree with the point system.
Yeah, no.
I know they have to scale you in some way.
I like the way they do it in Britain where you pick like 3 subjects. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's a lot more specific.
And then you can narrow in and then you can see what you like.
Enough, like for example, if I was to engineer, I can pick physics, applied maths, maths as my 3 subjects. And I can study them hard, do well in them. Yeah. And then that's it. And I don't have to learn like English or Irish or anything like that.
Yeah, sorry. Parents text me. Totally agree with that because
I like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like now I know the rebuttal of that is like, oh, most 17, 18, 16-year-olds don't know what they want to do. That's fine. Like you can put them but you can put what I feel like is that you can keep them in a very broad system like we have here. Yeah. But I've known since I was young I wanted to do business. So like I would have wanted to specialise earlier. Yeah. So like
I suppose there is that argument as well, like they can pick, you know.
Yeah.
It's very broad, leaving cert.
Yeah, it's very broad. So like you get a taste for everything. So I don't know. Like there's 2 different sides to that. So I suppose. But yeah, I do think that there should be an option to specialise earlier. Yeah. Because like imagine if after my junior cert at 15 I started studying business. Yeah. I would have 3 years done now at 18. Where I had to go into subjects that I knew I had zero interest in. Yeah. And it actually makes it worse for the teacher. because
like you don't want to do it, they don't want to teach you because you don't want to do
yeah,
it. You know?
and then just create, and then I end up like when I get bored or I'm not interested, I just end up distracting everyone else around me, you know. So I'm actually worse being kept in the classroom. But anyway, that's just me anyway. So but anyway, so I know the point system, like there needs to be some sort of skill going to college, but I think if you're more based off your interests rather than like our points, because like someone could do really badly in the leaving cert but be phenomenal at a certain part. So I don't feel like it's a true reflection. So like if you want to do or let's say you want to do medicine, you've always cared for people, you're really passionate about people, and you've always wanted to look after them, you want to be a nurse.
You're good at that stuff.
But you're not good at maths, which means that you find it harder to get your course to do nursing. I don't know. I don't agree with that. But overall, I think it's a fine system. Like we've one of the best education systems in the world.
Like it's not the worst in the world.
No. We're ranked in the top 10 on nearly certain in the education systems.
Yeah, like
we've a really good system.
Like it is pretty good as it is.
Yeah,
well, obviously it can improve.
Yeah, I'm picking on the flaws, but like we have a very wide range of subjects. We have great facilities here. You know, I'm just picking at the flaws.
I mean, probably the only thing is kind of like the pressure in terms of getting points and like how you know.
And that like I know certain schools the teachers are rewarded for students getting H1s but the student's performance isn't a direct correlation all the time to the teacher. Like we got good results in certain subjects where our teacher didn't help us out at all. Or like for like some maths and applied maths, we had a phenomenal teacher and that was a direct correlation because he was passionate about it. But I don't think it's a direct correlation. I don't think you should be rewarded like that. But sometimes it is correlated, but it depends on the situation. Right, let's just hop on to the rest of them. So I was asked to give who I think is an upcoming YouTuber or someone I found lately that I kind of like on an Irish team. I have to shout out to Tender Tom. His videos are absolutely hilarious. Tender is Tender, but he the time he puts into his editing, it's absolutely hilarious. I actually ended up he did a video there, the Galway Meetup or Irish YouTuber Meetup, and your boy was featured in it. But Tom is absolutely hilarious, an absolute gent as well. So go check out his channel now, definitely, because he is very, very funny and his long tube video is absolutely hilarious. So definitely go check him out. But yeah, I've come across him lately just through meeting him in person. I was asked what I'm doing on Ironman. So if you would have seen, I did a sprint triathlon last summer. Not in shape to do an Ironman or a triathlon or even sprint triathlon at the moment. So I'm hoping once I get my schedule together now in September that I'll be able to schedule in more training. I've had a chest infection over the last 3 weeks and only just shaking the last couple of days. So just trying to get myself together so I can start properly training and get myself ready. But like long-term goal, I'd love to do an half Ironman at least. I don't know about a full Ironman. But I am going to do Hell and Back on October 5th with Jack and Eric. So that should be interesting. 16 kilometers of obstacle courses. So that will be very, very interesting. I think Jack will probably do a video out of it. I probably won't do a video that day because I'll probably be suffering so much. How's Grafton? If you want to find out about Grafton, the last episode I had Jack and Eric, my two business partners, on. So if you want to go check out about that, we went really in depth in everything we know, everything we learned and all about Grafton. So on that. And then when am I doing a challenge video? So the kind of movement I kind of want to make on my channel at the moment that I kind of came to is that I enjoy making podcasts more than I enjoy making videos, right? So for the moment, I'm going to keep tipping away at podcasts because I really enjoy that. Really enjoy meeting new people, new guests, and really learning from them and sharing what I learn with you and any stuff I learn I share with you as well. So I do want to keep doing the whole get out of your comfort zone because that is my messaging and it's what I really believe in and hard work and stuff. So my plan is if I'm going to do a challenge video or I'm going to do something that's going to be higher end and I'm going to have a videographer covering it, recording me when I'm doing it, because editing is not my forte, shooting and filming is not my forte, so I'd rather it be really good quality. So the next one I kind of want to do is let Instagram control my life for 24 hours, and I want to do like a proper go at it. So I'm going to leave it for, it might be another month or two before it comes out, because I really like want to put a bit of budget behind it where it can be a really like fun video. So stay tuned for that, and if you're a videographer out there that would like to film it, feel free to hit me up. So that's kind of the questions I got. Is there anything else that I didn't really cover under any of those? No, I don't think so.
What was the question?
See, look, attentively listening. No, it's fine. It was just kind of like a I was talking about like
I heard you like talking about.
Yeah, like as in like videos. I'm not going to do as many videos. I'm going to focus more on podcasts because that's what I enjoy doing, and like I enjoy them. So that's what I stick with. So now we're gonna move on to a segment where we're gonna talk about kind of news stories and kind of give our opinions and stuff. Again, I'm just looking through Google News here. So we'll see how it goes. So top one coming up here is 5 dead and 21 injured in Texas mass shooting. I hadn't heard about this now. This happened 8 hours ago. It's just all the information starting to come out now. Random gun attacks, 5 dead. Like, this is horrible, and like but I feel like these are happening so often that people are becoming desensitized to it. So like,
another one,
like literally another one. Like I know it's like a DJ Khaled meme, but like another one. But like honestly,
they're so common you just don't really care. Like
not that you don't care. No, but I get what you mean because in the fact that like it comes up as just another news story and you're like, okay, another mass shooting. Like it's hard to conceptualize in your head.
Like the first like 10 times you're like, oh my god,
and like it hit you emotionally.
Yeah.
But then, like, once it keeps happening, but like when we're scrolling through and you're seeing like,
you're just like, oh yeah, another mass shooting.
Yeah, or like even like seeing videos of like ISIS when they release people getting beheaded and stuff. You know, like we're seeing such grotesque things on a regular basis that, in a really weird way, we're becoming desensitized, and we've no emotional attachment. But like I suppose I feel the same, and I suppose a lot of people online will feel the same way. Is like, for numbers on your screen with regards to watch time and views and subscribers, like it's hard to conceptualize in your head that that's happening because
it's actually happening. You're just like, oh yeah, 6 people a day. You don't really realize
like six people.
Like
no, that's families, friends. Yeah. Like I don't think we're taking the time to actually go into that, and I feel like as a generation we become so really desensitized, and I feel like that isn't a good thing because compassion is like a really key human trait, I suppose. As in like being compassionate and actually caring. But I suppose, I don't know, like, we've access to so much information now that, like, we can only factor in so much and actually give mental thought to so much. So
like you only care about so much in a way,
like,
then, you know. So.
Yeah. So I don't know.
When everything's happening, you know, like, you can only kind of pick and choose.
Yeah, what you actually care about.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, I don't know how to tackle this because, like, obviously it's horrendous and like it's not nice, but like it's happening so often. Like I don't even want to get into gun laws and stuff because I'm not educated enough on gun laws and stuff in the States to really even talk on it because like I'm pretty sure it's their First Amendment that they have the right to carry arms.
Oh, really?
So like it's really written in their Constitution. So like
and that American Constitution is like deep, like.
Yeah,
they're like never breaking that usually.
Yeah, no, there's like, you know, the plead the fifth.
Like
The fifth is the right to remain silent. Do you know what I mean? So like, and like Americans seem to be very passionate about
those commandments.
Yeah. So I know there's a big divide at the moment between people that want the right to bear arms and the ones that are like, here, just take all their guns away and then all the mass shootings will stop. But like in the UK, it's harder to get guns now. Harder. It's still like it should be tougher, but you can get them if you want. Yeah, but they have serious problems with knives over there,
and knives are probably widespread.
You know what I mean? So like I've heard stories of schools in rougher parts of the UK where they've metal detectors running the school, so they've had security there that all the kids go through metal detector, so they're not bringing knives into school. Like what?
That's really weird. Saying that.
Yeah, like as in like that, like, and this is as young as 12, 13 years of age. Like, I don't even know. I just feel like with social media, it's desensitized to violence, and in turn, violence even on the streets and people carrying out violence has become desensitized. So people don't think of the consequences. Like for context, if you knock someone out, that's alright. You punch someone, right, and you're standing on concrete, and their back of their head hits you fall, and they hit the back of their head. There's a very high chance they're going to die from, you know, as in like the amount of people, the freak accidents of people dying in street fights is very, very high. Now, I'm not going to get into the statistics and stuff, but like it is scary. Like I remember watching a clip before. I'd say if you Google it, you can find it. But it's of a bodybuilder. Like he's a massive big dude, like 6'4" or something, like massive dude. And then like he fought an MMA fighter on the street, right? and the MMA fighter spin and wheel kicks him, right? So he spin and his heel hits the side of his jaw and knocks him out. The bodybuilder falls back, hits his head, dies. And like your man got done for manslaughter. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. I think we are becoming very desensitized to violence, and it is slightly concerning that the trend. The trend where our respect for human life is actually going. I don't know. I feel like it's becoming more and more desensitized. More than 60 cars damaged in fire at Cork Shopping Centre. What?
That's quite a lot.
That is a lot of cars.
That's a lot of cars.
Right. Insurance assessors are hoping to be able to gain access to a multi-story car park in suburban. So it's in a car. Oh wow! Look at the picture.
Jeez.
So I as you can see, this is our first time opening this news story. So I haven't actually gone through these yet. According to the source, the car park is built in separate units, but one unit section badly damaged, intense heat that was structurally compromised, and should have been demolished. So one car caught on fire and then just spread to the rest of them. That's horrendous.
How do cars catch fire? Because they're metal.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
there's probably some way.
I suppose fuel. I suppose the fuel is very ignitable, but
yeah. Was the tire? Are tires on?
Yeah, they are. Yeah. I suppose. So yeah, that's really. Imagine that's in Cork. So imagine leaving your car off, you go shopping, come back, and just
all the car's gone.
All the car's gone. There's probably hundreds of thousands of euros of damage just there. Yeah. Jesus, that's not fun.
Conor
McGregor shared snaps of his Italian getaway with longtime girlfriend Dee Devlin. Now, yeah, he's a very polarizing topic at the moment. I suppose I'm gonna give my 2 cents on what I think of him at the moment. So if you follow my videos and stuff, I actually made a prediction before the Khabib fight, and I know what Khabib is. I watched MMA fights most weekends, or I did before BT Sport. I lost BT Sport, so I don't have BT Sport anymore, so I can't really watch them. But I used to watch them every weekend. I've seen Khabib 3 fights or 4 fights before he fought McGregor. And I picked McGregor because I'm a bit of a fanboy, to be honest. He's the reason I started jiu-jitsu and everything. So, from a business perspective, nothing but admiration. Proper 12, the way he's built it, turn over millions of dollars with regards to Mac Life, McGregor Entertainment, nothing but respect for that. In the cage, and him as an athlete,
as a
fighter, nothing but respect. Inside the cage, the fact of a humble in victory or defeat, his actual morals as an athlete, quite good. And even when he was beaten by Khabib, actually that's not a good example. When he beat Nate Diaz. Okay, we'll talk about that. There's a turning point there in his career, right? After Nate Diaz fight, shook his hand, congratulated him. And you're the better man tonight.
As a fighter is fine.
Yeah, one of the best in the world. I know people are like, no, he's not, but you don't move weight classes and win belts and knock out. Jose Aldo went over 10 years undefeated. McGregor went and knocked him out in 13 seconds. As a fighter, nothing but respect. As a human being, this is where it gets a little bit. I don't support majority of the stuff he's done that have come out in recent times. If you actually go back to my Gary Moscarelli and Jack McKenna podcast, before the New York Times released this, there was rumblings that he had raped a girl in Dublin, and that never got out till months later. Same thing with the bar fight. That happened in April, and the footage came out in August.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was happened back in April. That was a long time ago. Smashing phones, smashing bus windows.
That's ridiculous.
It is. It's not okay.
Originally you kind of wanted to support him. You'd be like,
absolutely, Irish guy being successful.
Like Conor McGregor when he came up at the first scene. If he did something remember when he threw the thing to the bus?
Yeah.
You're like, alright, that's just one thing.
Yeah.
That's just one thing. We'll just let him off and still support him.
Yeah.
But now,
it's accumulation. You're seeing some real.
Just cross the line.
You're seeing some really big McGregor fans that are hopping off the bandwagon now. There's it is so tough to support him now, and he keeps shooting himself in the foot. And then allegations of him. Of him cheating on his girlfriend, long-time girlfriend, is as the independent.ie or an Irish Mirror reported. So as a human, don't support his actions. Like, I think you need to understand it in the extent that you are a role model, whether you like it or not. I know they're cage fighters. I know they get in and beat the crap out of each other, but there's a lot more to it now. That's just from a very broad perspective. But I do not support what he's done in recent times, and I think at this point all we want him to do is just get back in the cage and fight, because at this point, like, I think I'm slightly considering him to do something stupid where he can't get back in a fight.
Yeah, in a wheelchair doing something like probably.
So there's been pictures of him coming in and out of crack houses and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's just no good. No good. Right, let me keep going through here.
Is there any interesting things just off the top of your head? Like,
interesting things? Oh, I'm so insulated in what I'm following.
Well, any like recent. I don't know.
Is there anything happening in Galway or anything at the moment?
It's probably some massive that. So
we just like but like
just really oblivious.
This is what kind of
put an electric picnic on at the moment.
Yeah, I'd love to be there right now. That electric picnic is actually a big one.
Hosier looked like he was such a good at.
Billie Eilish killed it.
Oh, did she? I didn't see anything.
Well, I saw from every angle. Every single angle I saw Billie Eilish. But I really like her as an artist. She's like 17 years old, killing the game. Different sound, like actually like not even like following everyone else. Like she has a very unique sound. Hosier, like obviously Irish artist, class, killing it. Next year I will 100% be there. So because I'm looking at stories and stuff. I went long. I decided to go long to this year. But next year I'll be going electric picnic or both. I don't know. We'll see. But just this year I'm just kind of working on everything and did not really have the funds to go. But it looks unbelievable, and like I'd actually love to hear. Comment down below actually any of your electric picnic stories, because I'd love to hear how it's going on. I've been kind of keeping an eye on it.
Actually, I pretty big like news stories. You know the way like the big thing with drugs now. Like there's a lad who died, or no, the lad who he took a drug, went into a coma for 2 weeks there, and then he came out.
Going Cork.
Perfectly fine. See the guy in Cork.
Yeah.
He's in a coma, and then he just came out fine.
Yeah.
But like.
Then there's the girl in Ballinasloe
and then you're one of the Ballinasloe died.
Who OD'd on ecstasy.
Yeah.
That's public knowledge.
Yeah.
That is public knowledge. It was reported in the local paper.
But like, there's a lot of drug incidents now. Like.
Yeah, but like even parties I'm going to now, like as in like it is so readily available. Like as in like I was at last night and the guy came up 3 times offering to sell me coke.
Jeez.
Like, you know, seeing tabs around, seeing people snorting coke, as in like ketamine.
Were drugs always so mainstream, or have they become like? Obviously, I wouldn't know because I'd be younger. So like,
I think it's just.
Like, have they always been that mainstream? Like, or I don't know.
I was kind of talking to Dad about this, and he was saying that like obviously weed is obviously so popular.
That's obviously.
Yeah, and like I don't put that in the same bracket. He didn't think much hard drugs were as readily available as they are now, but I don't. Again, he's from Louth, so like it's a different ecosystem. Yeah, so. But even there's a lot of like you're hearing all the shootings and stuff, as in like Louth is like is like a drug hotspot at the moment, well, gang hotspot, because people are getting shot in left, right, and centre.
I never thought I'd seen gangs in Louth.
But the great thing about that is it's cheaper property and you're really close to Dublin. Yeah, like you're right above Dublin. So you're like a 40-minute drive into Dublin. So like I know people are like, oh, it's Louth, but like I'm like
Louth is like Drogheda, Dundalk.
Yeah,
it's actually it's not a bad county.
No, they're not the safest place at the moment. Yeah. But also, like, what are you, an hour to Belfast and 40-50 minutes to Dublin? So like, it actually is a spot that's quite nice. Yeah. But yeah, no, like there's a serious drug problem at the moment. But like, I know that we can get really deep into this, but I don't intend to, because. But I suppose with regard to social media in our generation, we're looking for instant gratification. No, but think about it. Yeah. But even with this, so like I'm sitting here for 2 seconds, I'm bored. What do? Open up my phone. Mm-hmm. Like we can't bear to be bored, lonely,
sober.
Literally, yeah. So the amount of people on social media, like how often would you meet someone that isn't on Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook? You know.
Yeah. Rare.
Very, very rare. And I know, I obviously. I love social media and the fact that I'm building a brand and you're listening to me on social media platforms right now. Listen to us on social media platforms. But like, there is some negative effects. And if you want to really go in depth, I brought a psychologist on, Dr. Arlene Nocton. If you want to listen to that podcast, a few episodes ago. But honestly, like, there's some seriously negative effects, you know, and like I then link it back with the whole drugs thing. Is that like, are we looking for so much instant gratification that we're like, oh, we're bored, oh,
let's just take this pill.
Let's take this pill. Yeah. Let's sniff this line. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like,
I say a lot of it's like peer pressure as well. Like,
yeah, like
at the party, like if not the party, like everyone's doing it. Then like,
yeah, like there was it wasn't like just one person. It was like a friend group doing it. You know what I mean? So like, but like, I know this is kind of overstated, but like, I feel like you are the accumulation of the 5 people you spend the most time around.
Yeah, that's
this is a fact.
Yeah,
just straight up a fact. And like, I understand you want to go out and party and stuff, but like,
include like family.
but if you like realistically, how much time do you spend around your family?
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, as in like I don't know. I spend more time around the people like you work with or you're friendly with. So I suppose like if the norm is bringing knives out on a night out because you need protection, like if all your friends are doing it, like it's like a pack mentality. You just do it because you're part of it. Or if everyone's going to do an MD tonight, just go do an MD tonight. You're not doing alcohol. You know what I mean? The only disadvantage is that you don't know what you're taking, and that's what always scared me and always kept me away from it. Was the fact that like
I'm very reluctant.
Yeah, it's just the fact that like you don't know what you're taking, you don't know what you're putting into yourself, and like you're hearing these horror stories of people our age
dying,
end up in coffins over it. Now there's obviously different circumstances for each of those things, and obviously most people are okay when they take them, but like you just don't know. You could be that one person that ends up as a news story that I'm talking about right now.
Dead.
Literally, and it's scary. It's very, very scary. And I hope in the fact that it keeps a certain amount of people away from doing it, those stories. And I know it's horrendous and the families are affected and like losing friends and stuff, but like when you take that pill or
you're running the risk. Like,
you're playing a very dangerous line. And alcohol is horrendous for you as well. I'm not sitting here claiming that alcohol is perfect, but like you know what's in it, and you know what you're consuming, and it's your decision after that whether you use it or not. And
it's bad for you, but at least you know how bad it is.
Yeah,
and you know that it's not going to kill you, even though it's quite toxic.
Yeah. Like it's unlikely, and I'm like, I just think alcohol is horrendous, and I think there's too much. It's too woven into Irish society. It's like every event. I remember prepping this for our Irish oral or whatever. That like alcohol is too woven into Irish society or something, something like that. Which is true, but you're not going to talk about as much in your Irish oral as you are right now. But I do think that there is an issue with alcohol there. But yeah, drug problem. Yeah, like it's becoming more and more popular and so readily available. It is concerning, and I'm curious to see. I'd love to, like, if I had a time machine right now, I'd love to skip to 50 years in the future.
See where we're at.
See where Generation Z right now is in 50 years. Yeah. Like, do you remember WALL-E? Remember the WALL-E movie? Where they're...
I watched it like years ago.
Yeah, so did I. But do you remember, like, all the people ended up in, like, sitting down, like, in the, like, floating pods, and they were all, like, morbidly obese?
Kinda. Yeah.
So, like, anyway, so for anyone who hasn't seen the WALL-E movie, everyone ended up in... They end up going on a spaceship because they destroyed Earth. It's complete wasteland, and they all end up in sitting pods where they end up morbidly obese and they can't walk because they're just floating around everywhere. And I think towards again, it's been the years since I saw this movie, but they end up like trying to walk again. But like they're devolving, right? And I wonder where Generation Z is going to be in 50 years' time, or the human race in general in 50 years' time, because
we're not evolving, because we're just sitting on our asses all day now. Like what?
Like this is the commonplace for a human now, is they're on a laptop looking at it, scrunched over. So I don't know. I'd be very curious to see now where we're 50.
What would humans look like in like 1,000 years? Like what?
Because we will like
will be weaker,
Yeah. But when what's come up in statistics and stuff, what I've heard is that rates of disability and stuff are increasing because like natural selection is not coming into it anymore. So let's say 500 years ago, right? If you were blind,
you were dying.
Or let's say 1,000 years ago, 500,000 years ago.
I'd say 500 years
ago. Yeah, history's not my strong point, right? So I don't want to be talking on my ass, but like if you were blind or you had some physical disability that you couldn't move, you're dying. Like there's no. But now the fact that we've such phenomenal medical care and everything, that like everyone for the most part is surviving. And then in turn, those genes are passed down. So in turn, I know there's some weird statistic I heard that like in the next 20 years or something that like up on 50% of the population will have some sort of disability. So are we reaching a point as a civilization where we start evolving? Yeah. So I don't know, like this is, because natural selection has been taken out of it. I know it's 2019, I know it's all inclusive, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't have every right that we have. Yeah, like they have every right we have as well, and I'm not saying that. But like natural selection has been taken out of it, so I don't know if that's ever happened has that ever happened for a race?
It's never happened.
It's right, never happened. So we're really on a weird.
Like, humans are just so overpowered now, like that.
Yeah.
We're just running the show, like, and there's literally no what's the word, like
life form?
Resistance to humans. So like we're just the way we are now, and we're not, like we don't need to get any better. So why would we?
Yeah. I'm really curious now because like we're really on like a turning point right now. If you look at the bell curve, we're really like we're almost on like the decline now.
Almost.
Like I think in an intellectual sense, we're like I think our generation like are going to be like
we're higher than it's ever like
our natural IQ. I mean, the average IQ I think is actually increasing, right? But obesity rates are increasing, anxiety, depression, suicide rates. Are we getting to a point where we're killing ourselves off? I guess like there's like loads of thought, like because like anxiety and depression have dramatically increased. Yeah. Some put it down to processed foods and like the diets we're eating. Some put it on social media. Some put it down to culturally the way we're acting and reacting more selfishly. But I'm very curious to see because we're actually almost killing ourselves off now at this point. But yeah. That was weird.
That is really interesting. Where would it be in like 1,000 years?
I'm really genuinely interested. We should. Is there someone gonna bring on? Like, is there like an evolutionist? Like, I'm nearly certain that's a thing.
Is there? I'll look it up.
Yeah, like someone we could bring on that like studies this because, like, I suppose if you look backwards, but are we so on the cutting edge that we can't even look to history to try and see where we're going? I know if you listen to Joe Rogan, you probably heard him on about this, but this is genuinely a real interesting. Who's someone who studies the future of humanity? Like not like a psychic or something, but like an evolutionist that would actually look at the biology of the way we've developed.
Is
there any coming up on that?
There's a video here. Oh, Joe each trial ASAP Science.
Yeah.
I'll just link it down below.
Yeah. You send me the link for it. I'll link down below. ASAP Science make great videos.
Yeah, they do.
They really make like detailed topics or like complicated topics, and they really make it easy to break down. But
also the environment in 1,000 years.
The environment is something we haven't.
That can fuck the human race over. Like.
Literally, and that's something I'm not educated on, so that's why I didn't even touch on it. But yeah, environment's a big thing.
Yeah, like there might even be humans in 1,000 years. You know, that's like.
Yeah, that's what they're looking. But I'm pretty certain they said we could live on Mars or some planet, but like it's like light years away. So like it would take us hundreds, if not thousands, of years to get there. Yeah. So like. Yeah, we're pretty much fucked. Okay, right. So, I think that's a good point to end on. So, if you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up. If you listen on audio, thank you very much. If you listen on watching on YouTube, or if you're on audio, give it 5 stars. Subscribe to it. If you're watching on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Creeping up on 1.5k. This is a bit of a different one, as you would have seen. Every other podcast I've had a guest on, but you're really going to hear my opinions on things for about 45 minutes on Aaron's opinion on things, and we only try and touch on topics so we can actually give our proper opinion on, and sometimes just rant about rant.
Not even our opinion, like just completely. I suppose our opinion, but completely like uneducated. Like.
Yeah, like completely uneducated. So if you want to hear the ramblings of 2 completely uneducated idiots, feel free to subscribe and. If you enjoyed it, comment down below. Let us know what you enjoyed, what you didn't. What segments you'd like to see in it. What other parts would you like to add in? And yeah, we'll see you next week. Good night, live.